feel like we're live. I feel like, we're live.
Oh.
Welcome to Wrestling on the Rocks.
Good evening.
I am at Ref Marsh. This is Clump. Can't figure it out.
Spilling things all night long.
And we are going to break down the Superstar Shakeup. This is always a good time of year. Always big, cool, exciting to see. I wish I had a paper towel. Always cool and exciting to see where everyone's going.
Yeah.
You know, after a year of what has gotten probably stale, it's nice to see it shake up a little bit and for us to see where we're moving to next.
It's a good way to get excited. So WWE doesn't do a lot of long-term storylines, and it's a good way to just refresh it, get people who aren't really having much in their careers going, give them a little bit of something to work with, hopefully.
100%. 100% agree. Let's see.
What are you drinking, Marsh?
Right now, looks like we have one viewer's coming in. Right now, I'm drinking Crown Black.
Nice. I have Paolo Mahoney craft cocktail mixers. It's a sparkling mojito mix, non-alcoholic.
Yeah, attaboy.
Yes.
Cheers. I've never had Crown Black. I'm going to try it right now.
It's smoother, as I recall. It's been a minute.
Don't cry. It's for the better. I'm going to let that chill a little bit. It's a little warm. But it was a little,
Yeah.
little less sweet.
Oh yeah, the Costco brand Canadian whiskey. Really not bad. It was almost like Crown Black, and you had these giant jugs.
That's what we all tune in for.
Giant jugs.
Let's see. We'll give it another minute or so while some people tune in. Oh, man.
Was the fourth member of our...
Oh, yeah. Where's Kevlar? Is a
Oh.
good question to bring up, although you weren't talking about him. Kevlar's home with the child. Baby's got pneumonia. Got to stay home with baby. Not much I've learned from Ms. and Mrs.
Hopefully he'll be back next week.
Yeah, I mean, ideally.
Well, and hopefully everything goes well. That's not fun to ever have to handle.
Yeah, if he's not, that means it's not good. So, yeah, hopefully he's back next week. Hopefully that kid stops coughing.
Yeah.
And we can get back to it. Let's see. We'll go ahead and start breaking it down, I suppose. Let's see. Should we give another minute or two?
Yeah.
Just to let a few people chime in. We don't have Stackhouse yet. Our regular. Oh. I really want that to get colder. Let's see. So we're going to break down Raw, NXT, and SmackDown. Not in that order. I think what we'll do, though, is let's break down NXT first, because that's what we just saw. Went off the air. And I think continuity-wise, I think WWE is unaware that it comes on after.
It certainly seems like it.
Yeah, they don't seem to get it. So the episode tonight started off with the Buddy Murphy versus Velveteen Dream for the North American Championship. I thought it was good. I thought it was a really good match. I'm not a giant fan of Velveteen, but
It was not a bad match at all. I think it ended fairly well. It didn't make Buddy Murphy look weak, though I would have liked to see him win, although I don't think there was a way to have him win.
yeah, you couldn't have him win. I do think that maybe by having him lose, I felt like it was kind of a lose-lose match for him either way. He either wins against someone who's, quote, developing, or he loses to someone who is developing.
Yes.
So there was no real great way out, I don't think. However, I guess if you're going to have him lose to Velveteen, now's the time, because he just came off of a loss in WrestleMania. He hasn't been in the ring since then, so you could always blame it on the psyche.
True, and it's better given how much is invested in Velveteen Dream and how much of a fandom he has, I guess it's better to have him lose to Velveteen Dream now than later on. You know, I'd rather him lose to someone who's hot and has all this fanfare behind him than have him lose to someone who's just not there.
Yeah, yeah. If you're gonna push someone, Velveteen, I guess, is the way to go right now. Sierra Alligator. It says he's the best. Thinking, I think of Velveteen Dream. That's Kevlar.
Yeah. Wow.
Um,
My mic is low.
all right, we'll see if I can adjust that.
How about now? Technological difficulty. How's it coming through now?
Where are you at? Here. How about say something, dude?
Say something, dude.
Not you. Input level. How about that? How about that?
How are we doing?
Is this any better?
Stackhouse.
Good. Stackhouse back, my number one. He thinks Dream is great. I am starting to come around, I think, to him, and that's kind of what I was getting at a little bit with this one. Is I have not been much of a fan of his lately, or previously, I should say more so. His last match at Takeover had me watching him. I definitely was more interested. And then this match he had with Buddy Murphy was great. It actually looked actually a pretty good match. Pretty good both sides of it. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't feel like he was overselling to the point of annoying me like he can. I didn't feel like he was flat on a lot of being like repetitive in his moveset like I felt like it in the past. I feel like that he's really growing and developing as a performer, and I think it's starting to show. As much as everyone likes his gear being the way that it is, especially at like takeovers with all the Hogan stuff, I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of him kind of biting off Hogan at all. I want him to be really him. And
well, he's done more than just Hogan. He did Hogan, Prince Puma, and Hogan, which is cool.
What? At the same time?
When he was going against, going against Ricochet,
yeah,
his gear was really, really close to what Ricochet's gear was when he played Prince Puma in Lucha Underground.
Oh, so a little Rick,
little
Rick Rude-ish.
And then before that, he's done Rick Rude gear too.
Yeah, because on with Aleister Black, he did the Rick Rude stuff. Rick Rude did that though.
Yeah, I would say I really like. I think what makes me less of a fan of Dream currently is that there is so much other talent on NXT that I look forward to seeing, and I feel like he kind of gets lost in it. He's very unique. He's a really good voice. He's one of the most unique characters that they have. I just at times feel he's not my cup of tea, but that's also because there's people I really identify and connect with more present. So I look at Johnny Gargano and I'm like, well, if it's Johnny Gargano, Velveteen Dream, I'm going for Gargano. If it's Aleister Black, Velveteen Dream, Aleister Black. I want the awesome devil worshipping Danish guy.
Yeah. No, I could see that. Maybe that's part of it. Maybe with Ricochet, Black, and Gargano separating themselves from the storyline of Velveteen, maybe it's helping me see him better too.
Yeah.
But I will say that Buddy Murphy brought out the best and brought out a lot of really good stuff.
Yeah.
Stackhouse says from what he read, it was actually Prince Puma's tights. And that wouldn't surprise me if he asked Ricochet, "Can I use your old tights?"
That is awesome.
Yeah, that wouldn't shock me. That would be cool.
Yeah. And
now I want to go back and watch that.
Oh yeah. And those are such cool tights. I love like the design on them, just the separating out orange and yellow.
Yeah. And Stackhouse brings up a good point. He's only 23-year-old, and that's why I do cut him a lot of slack in not trying to tear him apart. I do just say, I've been saying for a long time, he's just not for me. I haven't been trying to like go out there and tear his act apart as being like, he's terrible. He's really young.
Yes.
He's really young. He's got a long way to go, but I think that he's making huge strides this year alone. I think the past 6 months I've seen every match has been significantly better than his previous match, and that goes a long way.
Well, we talked about, and I think WWE's investing a lot in him now because they want to grow this talent, and they see a lot there, and they have the ability to have this guy like Randy Orton have their entire career being WWE and go from being where they are to maybe the next face of the company at some point, or this monster heel, just some amazing character.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see them go that way with him down the line. Yeah, we'll see where he goes.
Yeah.
We'll see how he does. As long as he can stay clean and keep his nose dry, you know. I'd like to see him. You always want well for the industry and the people. So.
Absolutely.
But I will say this match has been by far my favorite of his matches, and maybe part of it was because he was a little more dressed down, didn't come out too showy right away, and it was able to let me see him wrestling.
Do you think what maybe makes it more difficult for you when you see him at TakeOver is that entrance really, really builds that character up, or really, really builds that performer up, and then it doesn't connect with you because it is so much. You're like, oh.
Yeah, it's too much for me. And then again, he comes out and does the Hogan stuff, and I'm all like, I come off with you're not Hogan. I don't want another Hogan. And I don't want a Hogan fanboy to cheer. I want a Velveteen Dream. Show me why I need to care about him, and not a fanboy going out there and being like, it's one thing to cut a promo, and I grew up loving this, and the Johnny Gargano photos of him as 8, all of that is amazing and easy to connect with, but when you're throwing it out there almost like, please cheer for me because we both liked Hogan, please cheer for me because we both grew up watching Hogan, I'm not into that. And that's what it felt like a lot, and I could be absolutely wrong, but like I said, this match, Buddy Murphy, by far, to me, the best wrestling match I've seen him in. Hats off to both of them. And
it did really well, and it made Velveteen Dream look like he looked like an opportunist because he got that win out of nowhere. It almost looked like Buddy Murphy was going to win it.
Yeah.
I like that Buddy Murphy didn't just power lift him into the ring, and they played off that ability for it to be a count out.
Yeah.
And then it was a sneak win, which is really good. It was
a sneak, but it wasn't. It was definitely an upper hand win because here's Buddy Murphy getting back into the ring. Velveteen runs over there and throws a leg drop on him through the ropes, and then does a couple things to him. Does the Dream Valley Death Driver, and then does his elbow. Like, he quickly, I have the advantage now. I'm taking the most advantage of that advantage immediately and capitalizing, and that's smart. Smart story.
And it doesn't make Buddy Murphy look like any less of a performer.
No.
It wasn't like a 20-minute just getting his ass handed to him, just beat down. They looked really equal, and Buddy Murphy got a couple really good moves in.
Yeah, and it wasn't a sneaky win either, so it wasn't like, oh, you got the better of me. It really was, my head wasn't in it. You could definitely write off as, my head's not in it since my last matches. So
yeah.
After that one was Dojovic.
Yeah,
And Dominic. Dominic.
The Croatian
rotation.
Yeah.
He
makes me think of Matt Morgan.
Yeah. He came out, kicked a dude's head right off.
Guy looked like he had a cesarean
Alex
section.
Fry, I believe, is the name of the guy he kicked the head off of. And then got the quick pin. But he looked brutal, looked vicious right away. Like you said, as kids, this was always like the most amazing. This dude's a monster, he's an animal. But growing up, loving it for so long, there's a certain point where you go, does he get tired fast?
Yes.
Is that why they can't do this?
Well, and then he said he wants to go after the North American title in Velveteen Dream. Velveteen Dream doesn't have good quick matches, and I don't think a good quick match is going to be beneficial to anyone here, because if this larger gentleman,
Dominic,
the Dominator, which sounds so much cooler, kicks the crap out of Velveteen Dream in 30 seconds, no one's going to be happy because it's going to make Velveteen Dream look terrible. But if it goes super long and it turns into a match where you just see this guy gassed to death in 30 seconds.
I don't know, but I have a feeling, and I am hopeful that it's not that he gasses early, but just that they need him to show quickly that he is a threat to Velveteen. I am above all of these dudes already.
Yeah.
I am way past where you guys are booking me, and I need to be higher on this. I need tougher. Feed me more. I need competition, all that stuff that we've seen from other guys. I have a feeling, just looking at him alone, the dude doesn't look like he looks cardio heavy.
Yeah, they talk about him being dominant in 3 different sports, including basketball, which that's a good sign.
All running.
That's a good sign.
As far as I can tell, all running, all points.
Yeah.
I don't know what else happens. They're squeaky shoes. So we'll see if he brings those out.
Breaking backboards. Shaq's in it.
Dude, that'd be good.
Yeah.
Backboard
breaker.
Dude, if Shaq could be his manager and cut the promos, that would be good. And then
Would
he
he
could
cut
come
into
out.
Icy Hot commercials in the middle of it?
Yeah, and he can be a genie. Stackhouse says in his indies, he's got there's a bunch of matches with him against Keith Lee. Well, maybe not a bunch, but he said some of his indie matches with him and Keith Lee, they go all out for a while, so they can go. Like I said, that's what it looks like to me. They're getting to is saying that he doesn't need to stay off television that long. He needs to be on takeovers right away. And let's see, I'm interested. He looked good. He looked clean.
Stackhouse brings up a good point in that too, partly because he brings up Keith Lee, and this is something that I sometimes struggle with NXT. They have so much talent right now. So much really good talent. Like, Keith Lee is amazing.
Is he?
Oh, yeah. Him in PWG, him in the Indies is absolutely amazing. And he can go, and he is agile as hell for a giant dude. But you don't see him much because there's so much else there. You know, it's...
Well, and then their weekly show is 45 minutes. So most of what happens in NXT is not on TV. You get about 3 matches a week and a takeover 4 times a year. So there's a lot of unused people there or minorly used. But I don't know, they're getting a lot of good guys real quick. So let's see. And maybe that's what accounts for some of these people who quote, get called up right away. I wasn't in NXT very long. Well, maybe because you were doing other stuff for so long that they don't need you through NXT very long.
Absolutely.
Just get used to how we look at cameras, get used to how we cut to scenes, get used to how we make TV in the company, and then move on. After that was Shayna Baszler versus Kairi Sane.
Oh, the match of continuity problems.
The match of continuity issues. The match stipulation was if Kairi Sane lost the match, she would no longer get another NXT Women's title match. This would be her last chance at the title if she loses. This aired tonight for the first time on Wednesday.
If you guys watched SmackDown last night, you'll know, we're giving it away, but you'll know, having watched other shows this week, that's kind of dumb.
I'm assuming everyone has at least got up on who moved where. Kairi Sane's on SmackDown, officially. She's officially on SmackDown, and Keith Lee is injured. That's a bummer.
Oh.
You hate to see that stuff in NXT. I feel like that's that's the time to do it, but also the time that they're going to get the most shaken about you, I feel like.
Absolutely.
But yeah, Kairi Sane having begun on SmackDown, then we know that she doesn't have a lot of interest probably in the NXT title anymore. So her heart's probably maybe not in it, if that's the stipulation.
You're never going to battle for this title that you don't want to battle for anymore, or really, it's, if anything, more difficult to battle for. Oh,
yeah,
cool,
you have less access to this title now, and you can't fight for it either. Okay.
You're not allowed to go to a bar 4 towns over anymore. Cool.
Yeah, it's fine, I guess. But
I do like them keeping it on Shayna Baszler, just because I really like Shayna Baszler with that title.
Oh yeah, she's great. She's great. Although I felt like this would be her time that she'd go to the main roster. I felt like that she should have lost to TakeOver, come on up, kind of step in almost in that Ronda Rousey shoes to fill, and then when Ronda makes her glorious return that no one expects, but I'm sniffing out now.
Yeah.
She comes out there behind Shayna Baszler, and fucking great, man. But it's not the way they're going. But I agree, it's hard to not want Shayna Baszler with that title because she's vicious and brutal.
She's brought a level of competition and legitimacy to it that even other than Asuka, not many have brought to it. It's a great title and it's had great winners, but holding it long, defending it, getting it back, that's awesome.
Yeah, she definitely has made that division step up their game. So that match ended with Shayna Baszler getting the win.
So Kairi Sane's not going to go back to that bar 4 times over.
She also did get the win through disqualification, though. Io Shirai came out and attacked Baszler for just laying into her or trying to hurt her or something.
Yeah.
She was going too far, and Io comes out, interferes, and boom, she's disqualified. So I guess you could storyline always fight that, but no need. So surprise, surprise. Kairi Sane cannot fight for a title she has no longer access to. But that was NXT.
Yeah.
So let's get into it. Let's get into Raw. Let's go back in time, but forward in continuity, because WWE doesn't know what time these shows come on. So Raw Shakeup opened up with Stephanie and Shane McMahon coming out.
I love heel Shane. I love him.
So, yeah.
I want you to introduce me
Best
correctly.
in the world. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and he does all the little hand gestures. Best in the world. Shane McMahon. Yeah. I'm into it. I like heel Shane. I think
Shane
he
is
does
the
it.
best Shane, honestly, to me.
He's so good. So good. Miz attacked Shane, and now Miz is a part of Raw. Miz gets busted open during this. His head starts bleeding.
And busted up in hard way. Don't know where he got hit or how he got hit, but he got busted up in not bleeding. He got busted up in the hard way.
See, I'm torn. All right, so here's the thing: is he goes over the rail, comes back over the rail, and moments later starts bleeding, but no one has contact with him between him coming back over the rail and him starting to bleed. So I thought that's suspicious. However, he was face down over the rail in a really weird way. When I rewatched it today one more time, because I really wanted to see where does he get blood, I do think it's possible that the button on Shane McMahon's jacket, when he goes to push him over, his arm seems to drag across his head, like he was having a hard time getting him over the barricade. It's possible to me that button could have caught him and cut him.
Yeah.
Or the zipper that's right there. There's metal right there.
And that could have done it. That's enough. But it did lead to a good shot of Miz there. He looked so badass. Just a little bit of blood.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was good, dude. That's the best Miz has ever looked, and it's mostly because he's bleeding, I think. Let's see. Kay Lamb wants to know what we're drinking. You want to tell him one more time?
So I am drinking Powell & Mahoney craft cocktail mixers. It's a sparkling mojito mix, non-alcoholic. And what are you drinking, senor?
That's a lot of words you used.
I'm drinking a sparkling mojito mixer from a company called Powell & Mahoney.
Powell and Mahoney?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm drinking Crown Black for the first time. It is a smooth, not as sweet.
Yeah.
I'm liking it. We'll see how many I get through. So then that's it. And then this is it. The announcers begin to go wild. Miz is here on Raw. We have Miz on Raw. We're going to get back to why that made me so mad. They announced Becky versus Ruby Riott for a match later on.
Yep.
Then Ricochet comes out and they go, oh my God, what does this mean? They're confused. They have no idea why Ricochet is on Raw. Aleister Black comes out and they say, oh my God, is Aleister Black on Raw?
Haven't they been on... Was it a month ago that they were on both shows?
They were on both.
Through?
And this is the shakeup. So if you are not assigned to a show, you would think if you're on this show, it's because you're assigned to this show now. This shakeup means this is your show now. The other thing they didn't bring up was the bottom third banner. It said NXT the entire time, all the time. This time it said Raw. It goes Raw, boom, Ricochet. Raw, boom, Aleister Black. Your graphics seem to be more sure than you are as commentators, and it really brought me out of it. I don't know why a commentator has to play so dumb. What does this mean for Ricochet and Aleister Black? Yeah. Michael Cole goes back to it during the match. Wait a second, Graves, you never said what you think. What does this mean for Ricochet and Aleister Black? Does this mean they're on Raw? To which Graves said, I don't know, Cole. Why don't you know? Like, neither one of you know.
This isn't your first night on the job for either one of you.
Not only is it not your first night, but why can't we, in a world where it's a possibility that anything can happen, at least pretend on this night, if you're on Raw, then we believe you're on Raw. They might even say, it looks to me like they're on Raw now, Cole. Boom, at least there's some sort of like confirmation. But for them to both just go, I don't know. But when it comes to Miz, oh, Miz is on Raw.
Yeah.
Miz is on Raw now. He was just here. How could you not know he's on Raw?
He's on Raw.
Yeah, yeah. This dude is on Raw. Black and Ricochet, who knows? It could mean anything.
Yeah.
Really.
Speaking of statements, let's jump into the other part of this.
Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder?
Positive on that. You might have noticed a few slight changes to the themes of Aleister Black and Ricochet that I really don't like.
Oh, their music.
Yeah.
Pew, 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 pew. Pew, 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 pew.
I didn't like Ricochet's theme that much to start, but at the very least, it made him look, kind of come off like cool. The pew does not help.
Yeah, that pew pew was weird, man.
Yeah.
When it first happened, I was all like,
Was there guns?
what? Like, I was like, that's not always been there, right? Like, I was confused, but I was like, maybe I didn't hear that. Maybe it's been there. But no, it's definitely a new pew 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 pew.
And then the creaks for Alistair Black, which we talked about, and you get it. I don't like it because I don't think it's necessary. Because I like his theme.
Yeah, I think what made it interesting, the idea of putting in the creaking noises for him, is just because he comes up on this big table.
When it works.
When it works, this table comes up and he sits there. So the idea of it's creaking and bringing him up, that makes sense to me. Where before, when NXT, they would put so much fog, they just wanted you to think he was just doing that with core strength. And I was like, at least they acknowledge it here. So yeah, not a fan of Ricochet's pew 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 pew. Not a fan of the announcers. The announcers almost ruined Raw entirely for me this time around. But it got worse, so let's keep going. So Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder come out. They do okay. Revival comes out. And then we get...
our new tag team, which we've never heard of before.
Never heard of them.
Yeah, never heard of these guys. Couple of newcomers.
New guys, never heard of them. The Viking Experience, Ivar and Eric.
These guys may look very familiar to Hansen and Rowe, but those guys, I don't know what happened.
Not the same.
Not the same.
Can't be.
Whatever. I think we need to put up missing posters for Hansen and Rowe because they are gone.
They're gone.
Yeah.
Although, according to the WWE's website and their list of champions, War Raiders are still the NXT Tag Team Champions. So,
whoa.
Maybe they'll create a separation and they'll have two separate identities.
I think it would be hilarious if in their next NXT Tag Team title match they come out as War Raiders.
As War Raiders, yeah.
And we're just to like leave it be.
Oh, on the same
NXT
show that was out of continuity again, the War Raiders in T-shirts that say War Raiders come out of Regal's office and tell the Street Profits that they have a match next week for the titles. But they're the War Raiders, and they're wearing War Raiders shirt. Again, I don't think WWE knows that NXT comes on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
They have no idea.
They just let it slide. They don't... There's no excuse, really.
I don't get it.
They produce that much content, or it's not new. This isn't like a, wild hair up your ass new show thing you're doing. This has been going on for years.
Yeah, that's just complete careless writing.
Plus, the name is horrible.
The Viking Experience is legit a cruise.
It is.
You can book one.
Yeah.
I was talking to Kevlar about it before. I don't know why their compromise couldn't have been the Viking Raiders or just Viking Raiders. Nordics. I heard rumor there was a rumbling stuff Berserkers, which may or may not have... I don't think I would have liked it. It would have been too much like the Berserker. But I get it. There's other ways. Nordics. Just Vikings. Just the Vikings would be enough for me. But the Viking Experience, figured it out. The last time I heard Experience used in a tag team was before Harlem Heat was Harlem Heat. They were the Ebony Experience in Global Wrestling. I don't know that I liked that either. I think that I didn't, to be honest, even when I found that out. But here we are, the Viking Experience.
And boy, did the announcer team go all into it. And with surprisingly no gaps, no lapses, no mistaken names. I was watching this and just waiting for someone to call someone by the wrong name or say, acknowledge it in some way. But no, they were all in on the Viking Experience, and I am very much not. They are a War Machine to me, and they will always be War Machine. It's just a better name.
War Machine is better. War Raiders is okay. It's not that they can't change their name and be doable, but the Viking Experience sounds like rape, right? That's what the Vikings did, right? Mostly?
Pillage.
It
sounds like a really shitty version of Medieval Times.
Not a fun version.
Yeah, no, that's why.
And best, not a fun version.
Son, I know you wanted to go to Medieval Times for your birthday this year. Well, turns out we have another restaurant we're going to, the Viking Experience. And then
Get ready for a Viking Experience. I think Kurt Hawkins had the best response I've seen of all, where he said, I feel like I was beat down by a Viking. What an experience.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it was uncomfortable, all of it. The fact they tried to pretend their name. Also, is Eric Rowan not a thing anymore?
Yeah.
Isn't he their Eric Viking? So if that's not a thing anymore,
I was hoping they'd kind of combine them all and make this giant stable of scary Scandinavian men and have Daniel Bryan lead it.
yeah, bring them all in.
Yeah.
Team up with Sanity.
The Minnesotans.
Minnesotans.
I heard they were champions somewhere from KLAM 3. With regard to who?
No, you're talking about the Viking experience.
The War Raider, the Under War Machine, yeah, they were.
They're not.
They were.
They are. They're not. They're the Viking experience. Come experience these Vikings, dude. They should give t-shirts to the losers every time they win a match. You've experienced Vikings and all you got was this lousy t-shirt.
God, yes. They should come up with crappier and crappier theme park merch.
Yeah.
Come out with the Twizzler light up mug.
Do you think this is War Raider light, so they can get Sarah Logan involved in them?
No, I just think this is someone backstage wanting to put their name on it because they think that they have to have their input on everything. Because it felt like a lot.
But why experience? I don't know. The experience thing is what gets me the most.
No, I know it doesn't strike fear in anything. It just sounds like a bad ride.
It sounds like a bad ride. It sounds like a game. It sounds like play. It sounds like children's playing with little toys. This is my Viking experience set.
Yeah. Not even a fun one. If it were Lego, it'd be cool. But no, this is the knockoff Lego Mega blocks.
Those big blocks with the big arms.
Yeah. This sounds like a video game you'd get on Xbox Game Pass when it released because they didn't do well in sales.
Yeah. Experience Vikings for the first time on PlayStation 4.
Oh, cool. Now coming free with your console.
I will say the only consolation was that they did pull out the win, and they looked really strong. Those guys are so amazing that I guess it's hard not to see that. This was one of those instances where there's a lot of arguments to be made when people don't do well. Is it creative? Is it the writing? Are they being buried? Are they not being backed? All that stuff. Jim Ross always talks about in his podcast that bell to bell, that's not on anyone but the performers. Yeah. It's up to the performer to get that content over. You might be given crap content, they might not be focusing on you, but it's up to you to get it over, and you either can or you can't. This was one of those instances where everything was against them. The commentating was awful. Everyone sounded like idiots. Their name was stupid. And then at the end of it, you're still like, God, these guys are so good. They're amazing.
The only thing you think negatively is just, why the fuck is this name?
Yeah, how'd they get this name, and why do the commentators not seem to know what's happening on TV?
Yeah.
You're supposed to tell me what's happening. That's your job. So, Viking Experience 1. Let's see. Renee is super... This is a note I put down. Renee is so excited that Miz is on Raw, but they still don't know if anyone else is on Raw.
Yeah.
They said the same thing about the Viking Experience, but what does it mean for them? Who knows? And then they cut over. This is so amazing. Superstar Shakeup is going great. Miz is on Raw. But all the other stars that we've seen on Raw, we don't know where they're going. Mm-hmm. Cedric Alexander announced he's coming to Raw. Unless he goes to SmackDown. Who knows?
Unless, yeah. What we need to do, for the commentator's sake, is just come out. Guess where I'm going? Raw. Drop, so they know it from then on. Yay!
Yeah, apparently the commentators have no idea what the show is about.
Maybe that's why they had those shirts, like a draft before.
Oh yeah, like the Survivor Series.
I work here now. It's a Home Depot shirt.
Finn Balor comes out and has a match against Andrade. Andrade's on Raw, but what does it mean for Finn? Who knows?
And
who knows?
I don't like Andrade. I liked it when it was Andrade Cien Almas.
Yeah.
It doesn't...
When he was 100?
Well, and when the extension of the name, Andrade, it sounded cooler. It sounded like, for what he's supposed to be, this, rich aristocrat, Andrade Cien Almas sounded really cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was and the character's still great.
Yeah, and the money. shirts and stuff. That was cool.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm not a fan of the name, but he's good, so keep it going.
It was a good match.
Everything. Oh, that was a great match.
Oh yeah, I love Zelina, the best.
At what?
Like to me, like she gets involved so well as a valet or as an advisor, getting in.
Yeah, I'll give you that. They are supposed to make me hate them, and they do.
Yeah.
I get so mad at her. But that's what I'm supposed to do, so maybe you're right. She always looks good when she does the one move to a man. Never looks great when she does a bunch of moves to a woman in a match. So maybe she's in the right spot. I like those things. Do a couple good moves. When she was going from a valet who attacks the men in matches, I was so excited to see her get into singles matches. I was like, this woman can obviously do so much stuff. Turns out not really. She has some couple of really impressive moves, but is still not together. And how do you tie it together and tell a story?
It's not a good thing when they put you under the ring at the Royal Rumble. It just makes you look weak.
That's a good point. They did let her go out there for a little bit. Like, all right, now just go hide under the ring for a while. Just smile.
Well, she had such a good when she came out with the Vega gear. Oh,
that was so dope. Cool. That was so dope.
And then, we're gonna put you in the ring. Vega wouldn't go into the damn ring.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
And then MS Feptina said it was a great comedy point, and I 100% agree. I heard a few people at the Times talk about how awful it was. Why would you do it with Selena? And I was like, that was actually perfect. She did her part perfectly. She went out there. She did the best she could. She got a little bit of heat and tension with her seeing Candice LeRae, and then she goes and hides under the ring and then pokes her head out every now and again. It was funny. She does great facial expressions, has that evil kind of Joker look when she does it. And then she gets spooked by Hornswoggle. Hilarity ensues. I thought it was a great spot. I thought it was absolutely funny. And there's got to be a comedy spot in every Rumble. There always is. Yeah. I don't know who could have done it better than her. I don't.
Fair point. You bring up the Candice LeRae thing. I hope, because Miz is a face, Andrade is a heel, Andrade's on Raw. I would like Miz and Marseille versus Andrade and Zelina.
Maurice is gone. Forget it.
Fair point.
She's got 2 babies now. Forget it.
Preggers again?
She's pregnant again, dude.
God damn.
Remember that's what they did? She had a spot in was it Fastlane? I'm pregnant again, and I was like, okay.
Miz locked and loaded.
Ugh.
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 Sorry.
Damn it, Clump. I was positive this match was for the Intercontinental Championship. I was positive. Yeah. And I believe they even said it. I believe they even had a graphic. And then at the end of it, it turns out it wasn't. No. Not actually for the belt.
Maybe midway through the match, no, we're not doing this.
Yeah. All of a sudden, Vince is all like, we can't do that. This isn't possible.
I like the wee Irish person more.
Yeah. Which also went into my original theory of believing Finn was going to go to SmackDown. I think they're not Finn. I said Finn. Yeah, Finn. All right, halfway down, one drink, and we're starting to get it.
Yeah.
I wanted Finn to go to SmackDown, and I thought that they would with the Intercontinental Championship, so I was super confused when I thought Andrade won it. But I thought that it was necessary for them to get the Intercontinental title to another show so they could finally try to make the Universal title mean anything at all. Because it's been a long time since it's mattered, and right now the Intercontinental Championship has been billed for almost 2 years as the most important title on that show, just because it's the only one everybody wants. Because
it's the only one anyone sees.
No one they see. So I felt it was necessary. Get it off the TV, get it over to SmackDown. That way you have the Universal title and a US title, and people can then go, there's a big title and not a big title. And then you put the Intercontinental Champion back over onto SmackDown, where you have Kofi with the world, and so no one's going to undermine that title.
Yeah.
So I think balance has been restored with championships as far as that goes. But like you said, Zelina interferes. Andrade apparently doesn't win the Intercontinental Championship, but he does look strong, and it was a great match from both people. I'm really glad we got to see that before the shakeup ended, because now it'll never happen. Elias.
Till next year.
Yeah, till next year. Well, maybe. They've done a really good job of keeping AJ and Finn away from each other for years. But anyways, we'll get to that. Elias comes out, starts cutting a promo on Montreal, and gets the best boos.
Yeah.
Ugh, he rules it, man.
Just his attacks on sports teams just so damn good.
It works so well. It's insane.
Yeah.
Oh my God, when Seattle booed him, and after Seattle, there was another spot he had with Kevin Owens. And they booed so much that Kevin Owens was yelling into the mic, and you couldn't even hardly hear them.
I think that was still the Seattle one, because
think that was the
that
same
Seattle one was like a minute of just like looking at shit like, shit, why did you do that? And then trying and just kept going. I know every city he's gone to, he's done it, like at the Royal Rumble when he went out after the D-backs.
I don't think it was as bad there as it was other places,
yeah,
but I
because
do know what you mean, yeah.
It wasn't, yeah,
But he did it in Montreal. He got them there too.
and it's such a good target because the hockey playoffs are ongoing, and the Canadians did not make it. Oh.
Yep.
Yep.
They never will.
My Leafs are still in it.
So he got interrupted by Rey Mysterio Jr., which is interesting.
But he had that good line in it.
What?
That man will have no face. It was like something where he mentioned he talked about faces, because every time he does a promo, he cuts into like the next person's gonna come out will be a dead man. Yeah. He made a comment and I was like, it's gonna be. I heard it was like, it's gonna be Rey Mysterio, and then I heard the music. Yeah, it's
without a face.
He doesn't have a face.
I know, but I'm saying, but he said something along the lines of having no face.
Yeah, like he'll have like no face. I don't know.
Or maybe have to cover his face or something like that.
Yeah.
I could see that.
It was a line.
Mysterio goes for some cool move off the ropes and slips.
Yes.
Slips bad, and Elias catches him, and they impromptu the craziest recovery that looked so good. It was insane. It turned into this really crazy like hurricane arm drag.
Well, and there wasn't there another one too where it was like a Hurricane Rana as well, and it was a slip too. Like it just didn't line up right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it showed how good both of them are. That in the middle of the air, as they realize, oh my God, I have to catch this guy, and the other guy's all like, oh my God, I have to catch this. Yeah, I have to be catched, and then when it happens, just be like, just keep moving with what I'm doing, and then it worked.
We're gonna do this.
Yeah, we're not stopping now.
We'll get through.
And then Mysterio gets interrupted by Lars Sullivan, who Mysterio looked the best against Lars Sullivan than he's looked against anyone else all year.
Yeah.
He did a really good job of trying to cut him down and getting the edge on Lars, and I thought that was pretty cool.
But they're booking Lars Sullivan as this monster, this unbeatable monster, and that means Mysterio's going to go down. I really wish it didn't. I think it might be better if they had him go through other people, just work his way up the card and quit going for these big people. Maybe get a Kurt Angle here, but go through a bunch of littler guys.
Here's the thing.
And then have Rey Mysterio be like, I'll take you on.
But look at who he's gone after. Kurt Angle, the Hardy Boys, Rey Mysterio. Truth? Is it just me, or is he a legend killer?
Oh, I thought it was just going for old people.
Yes.
Truth is not a legend. Oh.
Come on.
Yeah, it's
my ass. I think they're starting to build a legend killer thing so he can have something with RKO.
That would be good.
That's my hunch.
No. But then Randy's also lost in bad ways to like Mysterio, so
yeah. So every reason more for him to get involved and step up.
Fair.
After that spot, the Glorious and Victorious come out. That's what I call Bobby Roode and Chad Gable. They come out, and while they're out there, the bottom third again shows a banner that says Usos. And then you wonder what's next. It was the Usos. That's what was next. The Usos came out as a surprise after the TV audience saw the big banner. And the Usos got the win. It was a great match.
Yeah.
Great by both teams. Absolutely awesome. Made me super excited for Bobby Roode and Chad Gable.
This is a good thing for them to... This is good for Raw. Raw doesn't have the best tag division, and the Usos really were one of two teams that built a division in SmackDown that was really worth something. Have them be there, and this could be amazing.
It's going to be great.
Yeah,
could be absolutely great.
They could have. They're almost like Kenny Omega. They could have a great, or Bret Hart. They could have a great match against anything. They could have a great match against like a table or
broomstick,
child.
as Bruce says, Mr. Pritchard. After that was the spot with, I do think the Usos being over there, especially with the Viking experience, you could potentially get some real legitimacy back to what has been this entire year a joke division.
The B team were
a joke.
Yeah.
Tag team. There's been no serious tag teams on there apart from Revival, and they've just been shat upon. So I'm excited to see a couple real tag teams, legitimate tag teams on Raw, and hopefully rebuild that.
Or they've brought in tag teams with heat, and then they've disappeared. Authors of Pain, which I believe was an injury. But
even then, they got turned into a joke. They were peeing on stuff, man. With Drake Maverick, he was peeing on Bobby Rhodes' robe.
And why did they get rid of Paul Ellering? Paul Ellering was amazing.
That made no sense.
Yeah.
They said, we don't need you, we don't need a manager. And then 3 weeks later, like, okay, we need a manager, so we need a much less qualified manager who's...
We forgot we don't speak English even in our matches. We yell at people in Polish or Albanian.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Pretty good. But after that segment was the Moment of Bliss with Sami Zayn, and I thought that was a great
I love
segment.
Sammy's a heel. I love how
So good.
Sammy's heel is just not even at the talent. Talent seems fine. I'm cool with my coworkers. I hate all of you. He's like a 7-Eleven clerk.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like it reminds me of that Chappelle skit with Pop Copy.
Yeah.
Yeah, where he's just like, they refuse to help in any way. It's like, no, fuck you for coming in. You know, it's like, no, fuck me for bad service. Fuck you for trying.
Yeah.
Like, I love it. It's so good.
And I love in the middle of it him cutting. See, they're eating out of my hand. Just keeps going.
Oh yeah. Look, I'll step it up a notch. Ole, 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 ole. And then he just fucking runs up and down. Oh my god, it was so good. And then he just goes over. He's like, man, I hate all of you. It reminded me truly of some real good Andy Kaufman shit. The way that he would shit on Memphis. Sammy's got the same mannerisms. The way he like taps on his head, and the way he's like the same laugh as Kaufman did.
I
about
moved to
Memphis.
sunny Orlando.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, so good, man. I don't know. I don't know if Sammy can do wrong by me. I loved him as a super face, and then now that he's a heel, and like he's saying things that like annoy me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, God, he's good.
I just want to see him actually have some good matches. I don't want him to be.
Yeah.
I don't want him to be booked into a spot where he's an asshole but doesn't do anything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big problem. Like, I mean, that's my biggest issue, or one of my biggest issues with Alexa Bliss, is when they really leaned into her heel persona, they really took away a lot of her good matches. Yeah. Like, at that point, it became like, I can do a punch, and I can do a DDT, and that's kind of it now, and I can step on your hair in what looks like the most ridiculous move of all time. Like, that whole, like, with the stomp thing, and you're forced to hold her foot, so... Like, you're banging, it's like, why are you hitting yourself, is what it looks like. Why are you hitting yourself? That's what it looks like. So, I know what you mean.
Would be cool if she did that and just leaned into that more.
Yes, that'd be
I'd
great.
love to see a straight bully, just wet willing someone, wedgie the shit out of them.
Grab their own fist and have them punch themselves in the eye. Yeah, 100%. Totally into it. Yeah. I would say, though, that...
Like summon sodas.
It was neat, though, that Sammy... Or that Alexa, I should say... God damn it, Clump. Alexa sounded like she was going little face. She was turning a little bit of face on there. She's like, it's you, Sammy. You're the jerk. These fans are amazing. And you're like, I wonder if we're going to get a little bit of face action from Alexa.
Which I'm not pumped for, because she is a good heel. She is good at being... It was great when she leaned into, like, I look fantastic. I am fantastic. I'm a goddess. Fuck all of you. Haggards, terrible people. But no, just...
Yeah, well, I guess this is where we find out if she's a great performer or just a great heel.
Yep.
Sami Zayn can do both. He did them both great.
Yep.
Let's see. After that amazing, which I believe to me personally my favorite Moment of Bliss segment of all time to date. But now first, the one that was the new second I need more whiskey.
Whiskey break.
The new second was the Dean Ambrose and EC3 one. That was good.
Yeah.
And I will say that I was really happy that the last 2 Moment of Bliss segments did not have her hitting on the guys.
Yes.
I'm glad that went away. That was fucking disgusting.
It was, yeah. We're better than that. We don't need that kind of character.
It serves no one.
No.
Doesn't move anything forward. It was just really awkward. I hated it.
Yeah.
But so I'm glad it appears to be gone.
Yeah.
So if Alexa stepped up and said, I don't think we should do that anymore, then kudos to you, Alexa.
Sometimes WWE surprises us. Please don't surprise us right now.
Yes.
Please don't bring that back.
Please leave it. After that was the Iconics versus Bailey and Naomi. I called them Feel the Hugs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Naomi, still my favorite entrance, even though my television cannot handle that entrance.
It's a lot to take, man. It's a hell of an entrance.
It just cuts everything and then cuts the ring perfect. Yeah, but.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Iconics come out, Feel the Hugs come out, and that was a cool one. Knowing the Usos are there now, but what does it mean for Ricochet? I don't know. Seeing them come out, and then seeing Naomi be able to come over, it just gives you a little bit of the warm feeling inside.
It makes me happy.
To keep them together. Although part of me wonders, because I know that they've not always made that decision based off couples at all, part of me wonders if that's a total Divas thing, a filming issue. How can we film a show that we're on together if we're on different schedules?
And even if it's that, I'm cool with it because I'm
okay with it.
I'm want them together.
Yeah.
I'm married. I kind of feel like that'd be terrible to have to work with my wife in the same company but not be able to see her at all. You know?
Yeah, and I guess at the end of the day, I mean, that could be even part of the reason why they stay on the show. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of people who've come and gone. That couple has remained consistent, right. And it could be because if we have to be on the same filming schedule, they can't take us apart, and that'd be a smart move. And I'm for it.
Crafty. Good job.
Crafty. Here you go. I think every day the Iconics hold the titles, the closer we get to a relevancy of those titles. I think the fact that they ride them like Happy Gilmore pisses me off. Not happy that they have it.
Well,
not happy they're not defending it. They lost that match to Bailey and Naomi. Bailey and Naomi should be the new champions. Take that shit to SmackDown, whatever, I don't care. But
I'm going to go at you with something that you said to me.
Yeah, fuck them.
When a heel is a really good heel, you hate him, like Daniel Bryan. You got so effing tired of, oh, fuck this. But it worked because you're like, yeah, you're supposed to be a heel. I get that. But I also agree with you in the sense that this could have gone with a win. They could have had this go longer in a positive way of having the Boston Hug connection, keep it WrestleMania, hold it for longer, at least till the next pay-per-view, lose it at Money in the Bank, build it up, make it look good, make it have some meaning to it. I think they're great. I like heels that don't defend titles and that are like just, shit-eating heels, and they're great at this. But I do get you, like, yeah.
But I also want relevancy in titles, and just because there's a new championship doesn't mean it's going to stay. How many championships have we seen come and go because it just didn't mean anything after a while? So many titles are gone now.
As you say that, are you just cycling through light heavyweight championship, European championship,
cruiserweight championship, hardcore championship, TV championship?
Oh yeah, there's a TV championship.
European. After a while, they all just don't mean anything if you don't put them on the right people with the right kind of run. And it is so imperative early on to say that this championship means something. And you had that with a team like that was so legitimate. They were arguably the best tag team that women have ever seen. They're working in tandem in ways that women just typically never really did. And they were elevating that division. And now you have champions who are underperforming in comparison to every other woman on the roster. And it doesn't make the championships look as prestigious or as big a deal to have. It's like, oh, any goof can have it.
Yeah.
Right? Where before it looked like it takes a lot to earn this.
And
that's my concern is if you leave it on the Iconics for so long, they got their feel-good moment.
Yeah.
Can we move on?
Yeah.
Great. You gave a team that is been together for 16 years and somehow still wrestles like they just met, and they finally get their feel-good moment. Cool. Can we move on? Can we
Yes.
please put that on someone who's going to make me feel like this is a championship and not a prop? Because they make it feel like a prop.
Well, and evidently that's backstage has led to a lot of heat, and is why we didn't see Sasha.
Supposedly, possibly.
Possibly. She, from what I've read, she's been given time off to consider the situation, but there's been a lot of heat and rumors that she might be leaving. She's unfollowed WWE and has followed AEW.
She's not going to AEW.
I
Did
don't-
you see that stupid thing about her gear? Someone posted a picture of her in gear that had black and gold and white on it, and they're like, I should have seen it a long time ago. These are the AEW colors.
So Goldust for his entire run
He's been trying to get to
Repping-
AEW.
to 1992. Going
Yes.
to AEW there, huh?
Yeah.
It's that is stupid and asinine, and I don't, based on, and we've talked about this, everything that they want to do as an organization is build people, unless one's absolutely fantastic, but they really want to build people up. But it does, I can get if there's any merit to those rumors, I can understand why.
I could understand her feelings for sure.
Yeah, it's, you were booked, both you and your partner, for a long time last year, were booked pretty poorly. And it never seemed to get the...
Well, that was like 2 years ago. This past year was all tag team and booked super strong. The most dominant tag team we've ever seen in the women's division.
Later in the year, the other part, they had that feud against each other. They didn't...
That was the same year?
Yeah.
That was this year?
Yeah, and
Fuck, I
it
thought
pittered
that was
out.
2 years
Yeah,
ago.
that's why I was... The latter
yeah.
half of these year, fantastic. And
Yeah.
they've been booked strongly. I loved Sasha at the Royal Rumble. I loved...
Oh, yeah, she was great with Ronda.
She is a true talent. But I can see absolutely why, with having this just taken away from them, I could understand wanting to leave.
100%. I could definitely see where she's coming from. It feels like every time they really push her, really give her some steam, really put her in something that means something, they immediately say, okay, now we're going to throw you aside and put someone else in first place.
Yeah.
And it's just like, that's got to be such a roller coaster for emotions, for someone who does see the value in those things. Like, there's so many people that you read on there where they're just shitting on her, saying like, it's just a prop, get over yourself, all this stuff. These are the same fucking people who were crying when the titles became a thing. You know what I mean? Because now here's a world where women don't have to think they can't be tag champions, right? Here's a world where they can do that. That means something. That means something to them.
Mm-hmm.
And for it to then just be cast aside and say, now we're going to give it to these people who just don't see it the same way, it should matter. That should upset her.
Yeah.
But this isn't also the first time this has happened to her. She gets a title, she can't defend it. She gets put on 205, we want you to be in the first women's match in India. You know what I mean? Like, they keep throwing her aside and putting her somewhere else.
Yeah.
We're going to put you in the most dominant tag team the women have ever seen. You're never going to get the pin. When you guys get your first loss, it's going to be on you.
Yeah.
They give a bunch and they take away a bunch with her, and that's got to be such a roller coaster. Because when you look at the other women's careers, those little moments, all those little things, they don't tack up the same way. And you know, for someone like Sasha, it means that much more than it does to some of these other people. Some of these other performers are there because, hey, it's a job, I like it, I have fun, but yeah, it doesn't all mean anything. Wins and losses don't matter. Someone like Sasha, you can tell that stuff matters to her. And I can appreciate that and respect it.
It's like working at a Circle K, and they have Employee of the Month, and it gets you a free Slurpee card. You get free Slurpees for the month. And you're working your ass off. You go in there every day, you handle the graveyard shifts, you deal with it all, you handle the most annoying customers, you do inventory, you put it out, and then you find out, you know what? This new guy's getting it. You don't know anything. He's just gotten there. He doesn't work. He works middle of the day shifts. Don't know any clue why. But you got to sit there and watch him drink free Slurpees. At that point, you're going to look and go somewhere else. Quick Trip, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's it's
Don't be Circle K, WWE.
Yes.
You don't have to be.
You mean Quick Trip. Be a safe space.
Give Sasha Banks free Slurpees. We're starting a hashtag.
Yes.
If Sasha Banks had free Slurpees, this wouldn't be the fucking conversation, you know? She'd be there.
Honestly, this is all just if we're going to go for sponsors, I would love her free Slurpees.
Oh, free Slurpee month.
Sorry
So
about
after that, which was cool to see Bailey and Naomi come out and have a win. Bailey did not have the Bailey buddies, but I think that was because they wanted to lean on Naomi's entrance. However, we didn't see them the next night either. We'll get to that too.
And I have a theory there too.
Me too. So EC3 comes out without Drake Maverick, which is notable because the last time he was seen was on a dark match with Drake Maverick as his manager, and a lot of people thought that meant that he was going to get a manager and a mouthpiece. Not the case. Still no mouth.
Yeah.
Braun Strowman comes out and proceeds to give me what is, to date, my favorite EC3 match of all time.
Mm-hmm.
He got a no offense. They beat the shit out of him. They just left him in a heap.
I loved when Braun came out EC3 when like this like, oh no, but okay, I'll try and switch. I respect it. Like, okay, we'll do this. And then he ran.
Yeah.
And all the big EC3 is again great heel to the point where I'm like, I fucking hate this character.
Yeah.
Hate the 1%, but it was better than this.
I hate the music. I hate the entrance. I hate the graphics. His like making them appear together. The shuffled graphics into a E. I hate that shit.
But at least it's better than this, where he's just some like narcissistic dude who gets
his ass kicked.
Yeah, gets his ass kicked.
It feels good. Feels real good.
Because I do want to see him get his nose fixed. Again, nose.
Yeah,
nose bugs me.
Rumor on that one was that Samoa Joe was sick, and it was supposed to be a spot with Samoa Joe and Braun Strowman to start leading into a U.S. title.
Ooh.
Kind of a thing,
which
could be absolutely great. And they teased last week with them Braun coming out there, so it's going to be like Samoa Joe getting a little backhanded on Braun, and supposedly with Samoa Joe being sick, not being there, they said, "Hey, EC3, will get your ass kicked." I'm okay with that. Again, I don't know if Samoa Joe's really sick or not. None of this is based off anything that I would refer to as fact.
Yeah. He looks like he gets sick. He looks like he can get like a stomach bug or something like that.
Oh yeah.
He looks like he could blow up a bathroom. And be like,
that
you know what?
Definitely
We're keeping you out tonight, bro.
for him.
Yeah.
After that, they announced Eric Young was coming to Raw without Sanity.
Fun.
So that was great. There goes one of the greatest factions they'd ever created that they didn't get to use yet.
Yeah.
That could have been huge. And ever since Nikki Cross even showed up, everyone said, "Oh my God, Sanity's going to be together again."
And WWE once again just goes, "Nope."
Yeah. Fuck you. Maybe this is why they made WrestleMania that big love letter to the fans to say, "You better stick this one out. You're going to have another rough year. We'll give you a little something to hold you over."
Like, it really is an abusive relationship.
It is.
It's just one of those like nice dinners before you go back home, and he just goes and ignores you.
It is 100%. I did like that Becky Lynch came out when Braun Strowman was standing there.
I loved the shoulder shrug. What's up?
Yeah, what's up? And then she looks down there and she's like, "Ooh, he looks beat the fuck up." And then walks down to the ring. Like, I thought all of her facial expressions or promos, I got nothing bad to say about Becky.
I still really like how Braun looks now.
Oh yeah. Super jacked, into it.
He looks great, and I don't know how they what was he eating or drinking that they basically cut out and said, "Hey,
they said,
take a month off," and he looks totally different because it's kind of frightening.
Yeah, that's I guess a little word to what the catering looks like backstage. No more gummy worms. Yeah, it's all gummy worms and Oreos back there. Let's see. Then we had Becky Lynch versus Ruby Riott, which was a fantastic match. Becky wins, but Ruby looked great in it. Mm-hmm. Corey, I have a note here. Corey's a scumbag, and he's trying to bury Becky. Constantly just talking shit about Becky. So much so that Cole and Renee stood up for Becky and were saying, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
Like, your head is in your ass.
I love that when they said that. Renee said, "Ruby will be a champion at some point. This is Becky's moment." And that's something that I think this WrestleMania is this is these people's moments.
Yeah.
And it's something I think as a fan that I loved, because there's been so many times where this is your moment, please. And then no.
Yeah.
It's Triple H's.
Yeah. Nah. Someone else gets another moment instead. Yeah.
But we got to give Cena a moment again.
Yeah. People need a bunch of moments. You'll never get one. But yeah, and then there's even a moment where Corey even says, "Can I just point out the fact that Ronda Rousey was beating the piss out of Becky Lynch at Mania?" And Renee's response was, "And then Becky Lynch won that match and walked home with both titles."
Yeah.
Like, what's your fucking point? The match was not one-sided. It was a match from all people involved. Corey Graves has it up his ass, and he's trying to bury fucking Becky, and... It's just disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting because of what she stands for as far as hard work goes, as far as people noticing. She doesn't get a lot of plastic surgery done. She is all about bringing hard work into the table and saying this is good enough and making it so. And all Graves wants to put over is the people who look a certain way.
The God, yes, yeah, and it gets really gross.
It's gross
when it's Mandy Rose or Alexa, and he's just fawning over them
and completely ignoring what they're even doing in the ring.
Yeah,
Mandy Rose could be over right now if it weren't for Corey Graves telling everyone to stop watching her match and just look at her ass. 100%. She's got skills, she's got talent, she's got power. It's all there, but the problem is every time she comes out, Corey Graves behaves like a 14-year-old and says, hey, everybody, whip your dick out and start jerking off. Don't listen to what she has to say.
It's something, it's something that we've made progress, or they've made progress, but then we go back to this and we don't need that. We really don't need to have that type of character, that type of commentator anymore.
We don't. We're past it. We're past it. We don't need
bring
you.
King back, because King did it better. Mm-hmm. King just didn't care. King had like that, I've been doing this since the 70s and I don't care. That's fine.
Yeah.
Corey, I like a lot. Do better. Don't do this.
Tired of him.
Yeah.
Change or go.
Yeah.
After this, we had Corbin and Lashley cutting a promo with Drew. There wasn't much to that promo. I'm getting kind of tired of them as a group. I thought that the three of them together were going to be something special, and then just wasn't something special.
Tall and big.
Yeah, you think you look at it and you're like, wow, this is the next big powerhouses. This is going to be big. You got three evil dudes that are three completely different types of evil. Yeah, this is going to be a bad group, man. This is something to mess with. And then they just so underwhelming.
Yeah, well, and that's kind of like they put them together because other than McIntyre, they've been kind of booked to oblivion.
Yeah,
they keep losing. Like Bobby Lashley's already been booked as the giant who's lost to, the Goliath who's lost to David, and Corbin is not. Corbin is. He would be ineffective as the hostess of the restaurant. He dresses up like he's supposed to be running.
Yeah.
And we're supposed to expect him to be this powerhouse in the ring. He's just not doing well. I know he beat Angle at WrestleMania, but that was my pee break match.
But that also wasn't it didn't matter. We've seen you beat him so many times now. Kurt Angle had the worst last year of anyone's career.
Yeah.
He had like 2 wins. And all of his losses were like embarrassing losses.
Yeah.
Like he was absolutely decimated the entire year. And it took an entire locker room to stand up for him to get a punch in on Corbin after that stupid match with Braun. It was dumb and unnecessary. And when you beat a guy who's been down the whole year on his last match, it doesn't put heat on you. It just makes that match matter less.
Yeah. I
didn't feel like, boo, Corbin, you beat Kurt Angle. It was just all like,
okay, cool. This happened again.
Yeah, why did you do that again?
Yeah.
From a story standpoint, not from a wrestler, not a boo the bad guy. This was really like, it didn't matter. This did not matter. You can delete that match from WrestleMania and no one will notice or say, wasn't there a match there?
Yeah.
It just didn't matter because there was nothing to it.
Yeah.
After that, you have Natalya came out, and her and Becky went back and forth a little bit and had a couple cool little moments. I liked it.
That was a good one. I like Natty coming out. I feel like Natty's like the old guard in a good way. She's just I don't think no matter how badly they book her, I'm always like, Natty's good. I like Natty.
She's the cornerstone of that entire division backstage. Yep. I'm positive.
Oh yeah.
There's no way she's not like every person's first match is Natty. Yeah. Everyone who's in there for the first time and needs a fresh rivalry, it's Natty. Yeah. And that's to protect them.
She's like
that's to teach them.
She's like biker taker.
Yeah.
Yeah,
she's the one. She's the thumbs up, thumbs down.
Yeah,
she's gonna figure it out for you. I don't think it was an accident that number 1 and number 2 in the Royal Rumble for the women was Natty and Lacey. I think it was put them both in there now, start showing her some stuff, get the ring crowded. Natty, teach her how to do this, because they were in the ring almost the same amount of time, and I don't think that was an accident. I think Natalya is amazing. I think she takes care of everybody. I think she makes everyone look better than they are. And I think that she's an artist at what she does. I don't think she gets credit for it. At least not in our world.
Yeah.
Probably in hers, I would hope.
Yes.
And
then Lacey came out.
Lacey comes out. She's disgusting.
I don't like the character at all. I don't like they built just these random facts and made her this amalgamation of things where it's like she just comes off like the wife of someone who has a golf course membership.
Yeah.
Like she's former military. We said that once. We don't go into that. She's this Southern belle. Okay. It's just this weird mix. And then she's this, but then her moves, her finishing move. I don't think the woman's right mixes well with the character you've set up.
No.
It doesn't
Not
really
at all.
fit because she doesn't come off to me like this like upstanding like fighting for things person. She just kind of comes off like a your note is really good. Read your note. Your note of
Oh, wait, this one?
yeah.
Yeah, Lacey's discussing, or this one. Lacey's a callback to the Attitude Era. Mm-hmm. She enters the ring like Stacy Keibler. She insinuates in her promo prior to it that she fucked Vince McMahon for this match. She's like, a woman knows how to use her body and her wiles to get what she wants. And now I've got an authority from the McMahons that you and I have a match. What is that? What am I supposed to take away from that? You did anything but?
Yeah, and then why don't we see this like connection to the McMahons? Because it doesn't make it seem important, which also I feel like makes the match coming seem less important.
Yeah.
If we're not going to take the time to have Vince go, I think you're the right person, and give her a heads up on it, then why are we having the match at all?
Yeah.
Why are we saying that at all?
Yeah, you went out there and you said gross things. You said you slept your way to the top. Her Twitter's no better. Her Twitter last week when she hits Becky, she puts out a thing. She goes, and I was home in time to make my husband a sandwich. What the fuck is that?
Woman's right.
Yeah.
The woman's right.
Yeah.
And
when she entered the ring, just like Stacy Keibler used to, the camera work did the way they did for Stacy Keibler. Yep. They just went straight down her shirt. Someone else posted the thing. I didn't watch much of her in NXT, but they said, we need the camera back from NXT. Turns out the camera used to be straight up her ass. She's getting in the ring. And you're like, this is not necessary.
No.
This is completely against everything that we just got through to get to WrestleMania the way we did. And now you're saying, like, hey, let's bring it on back.
Let's pull that progress we made back because we don't need to do this anymore. We did one thing for you.
But can everyone just shut up about progress now and we can go back to boobies?
Yeah. Guys, we know what we want to do. We just there.
Yeah.
I also, when she pulls the like handkerchief out of her trunks and wipes her head, all that makes me think is, God damn, you get sweaty. Because I'm looking, it's like, oh fuck, no.
And then she throws it at the other person, and I'm supposed to think you're classy.
Yeah, that made me gag, honestly, because I'm like,
oh,
sweat. No. Oh, it's wet and people related. I don't like this.
Around this time, also, they advertised for WrestleMania 36. This happens in a year. We have yet to see a commercial for Money in the Bank since prior to WrestleMania.
And also, I think the WWE needs to hire a new graphic designer or person to do these CG graphics, because this, spend more than $20 because that looked like a bad promo for a pirate video game for like the PS2. It didn't look good in any way. It looked super...
Or like special effects for porn.
Fuck, special effects from porn have gotten better than that now.
They're better than that now?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I miss the old days.
Yeah. If you did that, I'd be cool if they went to like someone just putting a boat through a bathtub.
Yeah, boat through a bathtub. That's better.
Tight. This just looked like it made me think of like a music video for a pop band in a country that's barely getting computers. We have computers now. We're doing this.
Oh yeah, the first render. Lacey did win that match, and Natalya did everything she could to make Lacey look great, to be honest. And then when Lacey landed her finishing move, real knees to the ribs on that one, you could see her legs like stiffen up and bounce right off of Natty, who's like, you're just like,
why am I doing this?
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Best in the locker room.
Yeah. I always wonder about Natalya too, that she's never hurt anyone. I wonder how many bruised ribs she's gotten from other people just making sure they look good. Because she'd probably never say.
Yeah, no,
she's probably top notch.
She's a heart. She's a tank.
Yep, that's a good point. She's a fucking Neidhart, dude. You can't bend an anvil.
Yep.
After this, we get Seth and Roman cutting a promo that felt super scripted.
Yep.
They're not great. I really want them to be. I do.
I want Roman to be. I want the I feel like I've read things that the WWE now is so scripted with everything that they don't let talent be. They don't let them improvise at all, and you can see it in things like this, and it really doesn't help. The people who get across have that skill set, you know.
Yeah, you got to be great, like a Samoa Joe.
Kevin Owens in the Indies, his promos are amazing and also totally not able for PG, but they were fantastic.
Yeah, but even now, if he's 100% scripted, you can barely tell. You know,
he's
that good, and Samoa Joe is that good. That whole that bedtime story, that book that they did with AJ.
Yeah.
If you were to put anyone else in that position, everyone would be talking about how horrible it was. Yeah. You put Samoa Joe in there, and everyone's like, "This is good."
He just leans.
Oh my God, no one can perform that like that.
These guys, and Seth Rollins can do it, but Roman, he's gotten better, but he needs more.
I don't think Seth can do it either, dude. I think he's got to be a heel. I don't think he understands how to be a face. I think he comes off super weird.
That's actually really fair. Well, then also, like, why do they have to be... Okay, why does WWE have to make the most face heels ever, or the most baby face of baby faces ever, where they can't just be in the middle, when we have, like, a face that is in the middle, like Kofi the New Day, they'll still beat the shit out of you with kendo sticks, even though their faces. Becky Lynch is a face, but is still like a badass.
Yeah, she's
Stone Cold.
Beat you with a crutch.
Yeah, Seth would be a fantastic anti-hero.
Yeah, 100%.
He doesn't have to be this honorable motherfucker. He can just be like, "Look at me, goddammit!"
Like, is that the edge they took with the nut shot? They're trying to say like, "Oh, he's got this thing."
Yeah. But I got a new. It's better than the punt. The plow.
What?
Like, rather than the punt is the most protected finisher, where Randy Orton just runs and like kicks you in the fucking face in the corner, or like the curb stomp. But now this is the better than curb stomp. Balls.
Yeah. Balls punch.
Yeah.
Dude, and the stomp doesn't look good to me. It looks bad. It comes off. It looks bad. Like,
it's being overused now.
It's overused, but it looks like the other person again. It looks like you're doing very, very little, so it doesn't look good. It's only going to look good with the right people, right? Yes. At that point, if it depends entirely on the other person and you're barely involved in your own finish, then your skill doesn't even matter. It's about who you're up against, and I don't know. It looks bad. I mean, that's why I still. The more I look back on the Brock and Seth match, the less I like it, because it looked like such a weak finish on top of that.
Yeah.
You did this weird stompy thing that doesn't look good. Well, after that promo, though, was the Sister Abigail promo, which I'm calling it Sister Abigail promo. We don't know. It's a weird puppet that's laughing. This was after the buzzard.
Oh, this is
the doll. Doll in the rocking chair. I'm into it.
Yeah, I mean, when Bray comes and it's I'm excited, but I get worried because I want him to be booked better. I want him to. He was such a cool character. Something I was so invested in. Like, I loved seeing him come out and all the Fireflies, everything, just fantastic. I don't want him to come back and become the whipping boy again.
Oh yeah.
Where he's like scary, but like you just beat the shit up. I think it would be cool if they acknowledge, like, why are you here being scary if everyone's whipped your ass? And then he just showed this new streak.
Yeah, 100%. I wonder what they're going to do. Who do you pair him with? When you have someone that creepy, what if it's Mojo? You got like a creepy Bray type thing, and then you got a broken Mojo being like, I don't give a shit, you know? But you kind of want both the people to win then, and you don't want that.
No, I don't ever want Mojo to win. No, I'll be honest.
What the hell, man?
I'm sorry.
He's the coolest dude.
That's fine. No.
All right. I'm a big fan of Mojo.
I think I'm a pretty cool dude. I don't want me to win shit either.
Half of that's true.
Yeah. I don't want me to win shit either.
Yeah. So after the creepy doll, which we see a bunch of, I think they're overusing it now. They're overusing the buzzard thing. You can't have the buzzard and then this 2 weeks back to back. Like, do one and then only the one, and then do it on both shows. and do a new one and only that one and then do it on both shows. But like we're getting the box still and then this still, and I think it's too much.
I think it'd be cool, and like because they're kind of toys, have like a promo where it's like a kid show, and then have that appear, and then just have the laugh, and you just see a rocking chair off into the distance, like off to the side, and it, you know, just I don't know, go all out, like have it so the host suddenly just sees feet dangling from the ceiling, and then go super dark. But that's just me.
Yeah, I'd be down with that. Get weird.
2 legs just dangling. Kids crying, you just see the rocking chair. You see it through the rocking chair legs, and then you see it start rocking. And then you hear that laugh, and then you see his white pants.
Why does he have white pants? Oh, I guess he does.
Yeah, when he initially came out, and then just...
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be cool. Some, pretty much, Mr. Rogers, pretty much what you're going for. I'm into it.
Mr. Rogers, dreadfully scary person.
Yeah. Then we get Drew McIntyre, my man, Bobby Lashley, the almighty man of the hour, whose balls is sour.
Since you said that in my head multiple times a day, I just think whose balls are sour, just out of context in that voice. Like,
yeah. When you look like money,
but your farts smell funny.
yeah, or your butthole. And Baron, they come out, they go to Roman and Seth, who then go, who's gonna be? And then it's AJ Styles. But what does it mean? Is he on, where is he going? You just never know.
Cole in the middle of that. This is phenomenal. I just was like, I'm gonna throw some shit through my TV.
Shut up, Cole.
Cole, I want you gone.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not even a problem with Cole. The entire commentating team was just shitting all over the bed this time. I was like 20 minutes in, I was almost like, hey, maybe it's best we just put it on mute. Like, let's just not listen anymore. But it looks like AJ gets the win over Lashley. I'm curious as to why Seth Rollins couldn't win in 5 moves or 4 minutes. Why was Brock Lesnar so easy, but Baron Corbin is just so damn tough?
Yeah.
Just fucking continuity, guys. That's all I want. A little continuity.
Absolutely.
A little something that means something.
Absolutely.
If Brock is a beast incarnate, make him earn that win. Otherwise, I don't know why he's not earning every other fucking win.
I agree. It doesn't. The inconsistent booking, and it's just, I think now because we're doing this, we're really looking at it more. I'm just seeing it over and over, like, God, this is bad, guys. Seriously, it's so many layers. They're like, well, why is this dude who whipped all this ass in NXT coming up and now just like piddling through the card, not being seen at all in the tag team? Bobby Roode. Why is it that Seth Rollins can crush Brock Lesnar in like 90 seconds?
Yeah.
And then he's struggling with
Dolph Ziggler for 45 minutes.
Yeah. Baron Corbin. Everyone, Yeah. What is this? I mean, the strongest looking member of the Shield is Dean Ambrose by all accounts, because he was the one who beat everyone else up. So imagine how crazy strong he must be.
Oh yeah, he's amazing.
Brock Lesnar in 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Weird off the rope shit.
Absolutely. Let's see. We are coming up to that brings us to the end of Raw. I think AJ Styles being on Raw is going to be pretty effing cool. And then that is going to bring us over to SmackDown. We are also hitting the hour-and-a-half mark, and from a technological standpoint, guys, for Stackhouse, who's been a regular, you'll note at 1 hour and 30 seconds everything goes black. It's because my computer's crashing at that point. So I think we're going to cut it off ahead to win, but we're not going to end. We're just going to be back in about 3 minutes, maybe 5. We're going to have Clump go to the bathroom because he's starting to wiggle his leg a lot.
I just do that.
And we're going to be back in about 3 to 4 minutes. All right. Come right back. We will.